Welcome
to Flagstaff, Arizona.
Humphreys Peak is the highest point in Arizona and is located near Flagstaff in the Kachina Peaks Wilderness within the Coconino National Forest. It is part of the San Francisco Peaks, a volcanic mountain range that includes several prominent peaks. Humphreys Peak stands at an elevation of 12,633 feet above sea level, making it a popular destination for hikers and outdoor enthusiasts. The most common route to the summit of Humphreys Peak is Humphreys Peak Trail, which is well-marked and maintained trail. The trailhead is located at the Arizona Snowbowl ski resort, which is situated approximately 14 miles northwest of Flagstaff. The hike to Humphreys Peak is considered challenging, as it involves a significant elevation gain of 3,333 feet and can be steep and rocky in some sections. Hikers should be prepared for changing weather conditions, including sudden temperature drops, even in the summer months, especially during the monsoon season when there are the usual rains in the afternoon. The round-trip distance of Humphreys Peak's hike is almost 10 miles. Depending on your pace and hiking experience, the hike can take anywhere from 4 to 8 hours to complete. The hike offers stunning panoramic views of the surrounding landscape, including the Coconino Plateau, the town of Flagstaff, and the expansive Ponderosa Pine Forest. On clear days, you might even be able to see the Grand Canyon in the distance. The best time to hike Humphreys Peak is generally from late spring to early fall, May to September. Winter conditions can be harsh and snow-covered, making the trail more difficult and potentially dangerous. Permits are not required to hike Humphreys Peak, but it is important to adhere to the Leave No Trace principles and to follow all posted regulations within the Kachina Peak Wilderness. Because of the high elevation, some hikers may experience symptoms of altitude sickness, such as shortness of breath, dizziness, or headache. It is recommended to acclimate to the altitude if you are coming from lower elevations. The area around Humphreys Peak is home to various wildlife, including mule deer, elk, squirrels, and variety of bird species. Before attempting to hike the Humphreys Peak, it is important to be well prepared. Make sure to bring appropriate clothing, plenty of water, nutrition, and other essentials for a safe and enjoyable experience. It is also a good idea to check the current trail conditions and weather forecasts before heading out.
Good morning. We are at the base of Snowbowl, and this morning we are going up to Humphreys Summit. We're going to do the trek up to Humphreys Summit, and we wanted to get out of the desert heat of Tucson, get to Flagstaff, and explore and do some cool things. So this morning we are going up to Humphreys Summit. So from Flagstaff, it's pretty easy. You just go up to Snowbowl, and once you turn, the drive up Snowbowl is about 6 miles. And it's a really scenic, beautiful view. If you're also a cyclist, doing the climb up to Snowbowl is a good one as well. But this is the start of the trek up to Humphreys Summit. And the peak is 4.8 miles. So round trip, it's going to be a little under 10 miles. And it's a good one. So here we go. We are almost to the saddle, about 3.5 miles up, and as you're approaching the saddle, if you look to the right, you can see Snowbowl and the ski lift in the distance. It's an awesome view. So we're at the saddle. It's about 4 miles. We got about another mile to go, and we're hiding behind some rocks to be able to do the video because it's super windy. So the one thing that you want to be prepared for is wind, and it does get cool up here, so you definitely need a layer. At the saddle we stopped and put a layer on, so we got about a mile to go. But once you get to the saddle, stop and enjoy the view because it is awesome. So we made it to the top of the summit, and today it was super windy. So the last from the saddle up is about a mile, and it's super technical, pretty rocky. Today we did not bring our poles, and normally I'd bring my trekking poles, but since we were recording the video, I just kind of wanted to have a free hand. But if you're somebody that does trekking poles or thinking about doing this, I would consider them. They're definitely helpful for your footing, and there's a lot of big step ups. But the other thing you want to do is be prepared for some weather and bring some layers, because even if it's a warm summer sunny day and it's warm, it's going to get cool up here. I'd say, I don't know, I'd say we'd probably have a 20 degree, maybe a 30 degree temperature drop. So you definitely want to be prepared with some layers. I got some light gloves, definitely a wind jacket. So just depending on the time of the year, you want to plan accordingly with the clothing that you're gonna bring. But it's definitely worth the trek up here. It is so pretty. So some things to consider when doing Humphreys. Number one, I would recommend getting an early start. Weather can roll in super fast, especially during the summer when monsoon season hits. A monsoon storm can roll in and they start to build up. So check the weather forecast, see what it says, but regardless of what it says, it can say that there's no monsoon storms predicted and the weather forecast is wrong. So get an early start. The other thing that I would recommend doing is make sure you bring some layers and clothing accordingly, just because there is a huge temperature swing from bottom to top, and it can be really windy. The other thing to consider is that we didn't do it today. Normally I would, and that is trekking poles. It's pretty technical, and normally I would bring trekking poles, but since I was recording the video, I just wanted my hands free. But if you're somebody to do trekking poles, or if you're somebody that's never used them before, I would recommend maybe practicing and trekking poles, and then also shoes. It's pretty technical, so just make sure you have the proper footwear. Today I wore Hoka Stinsons. Usually I wear Speed Goats, but I just wanted a little bit beefier base just because of the rocks and there's areas that are kind of slippery. So again, make sure you're wearing the proper footage. And lastly, just nutritionally, we're going to do this today probably in maybe 3.5, 3:45. There's some people that might take all day, so nutritionally, just make sure you bring enough water and food to sustain the trek. So we're on our way down. We're past the saddle, coming on down. Things are starting to warm up. So it's time to take off a layer. Gonna put the wind chill away and work our way down the mountain.
So this is the area where there's some really pretty wildflower all the way up. And it's really pretty, lots of Beautiful colors. So this is one of my favorite sections, and the sun is starting to really shine on the trail, which makes it look cool too. So some of this can be runnable depending on your ability. As you can see, Tyler's ahead of me. He's running this thing.
Almost done. Parking lot's just ahead. Just came out of the pines and the aspen grove. The nice thing about it is, other than the top section, about 1.5 miles, you're in the shade. So you got a lot of tree coverage and in the shade. So sun exposure is just mainly at the top, and then when you come out. We are back to the parking lot, and it turned out to be about 9.9 miles, so call it 10 miles. We're back in the parking lot of Snowbowl right here. So there's plenty of parking. So I mean, what were your thoughts today?
Well, that was probably the windiest I've ever done up to Mount Humphreys. And when you're on the top, sometimes it feels like it's gonna blow you over, but it was beautiful and a great experience all in one.
Yeah, great day, but just be prepared. Some days are wind free and other days are super windy. So when you get to the top, definitely plan for a layer and some wind.